Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Stevens Playbook. This is episode number next, and today is the day that we are in right now. I'm Michael,
I'm Matt.
and
I think this is 11 or 12.
yep, double digits, single digits,
It's
triple.
double digits.
Time is relative.
Yeah. It's also 1:45 in the morning. So,
Yeah, there's a lot of things to do today. We had a lot of momentum to push off of for yesterday, so we did that and didn't want it to end. And then had to make food, and then had to do my reading, which, by the way, new book, first chapter, really good, Think and Grow Rich. Um, and then we had to do the podcast. So when you get in the zone, work on some stuff,
it becomes like 1:45 in the morning.
it comes 1:45 in the morning. But the show goes on. So here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah. YouTube video will be out Monday. It's probably the best video that I've made. So that's cool.
Yeah, I looked at it. It's pretty cool. I think you did a pretty good job.
Yeah. But yeah.
Let's, I guess today we'll talk about what do we do? The biggest thing we did today was Michael and I both sat down and talked about how fast we could move the app forward. And so we stripped everything down to its barest of bones of saying like this is our product that we need to get out. And then once we get that out, then we can add more to it later. But what was our timeline? Like
It was like 2 months, and that was generous. Not generous. That was um, ambitious
yeah,
with the amount of content that we wanted to push through the door. But after careful consideration and collaboration and conversation and whatever other words you can think of, we were able to cut that down, narrow down a timeline, um, bring our what's the word? Bring our thing to a smaller level so that we can keep it flowing, bring in new ideas, and just rotate it.
I don't know what you're trying to say there.
It makes sense in my head. It came from the book, The Lean Startup, talking about the cycle.
Talking about being lean.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Okay,
I
I got it.
oh, you
The
got
feedback loop. That's what I'm trying to think of. Shorten that feedback loop. That's what we're
Gotcha.
doing. It is 1:45 in the morning, so bear with me. I go to sleep at like, I don't know, 8 ideally.
Yeah. Yeah, the feedback loop. So getting feedback as fast as possible and then fixing it from there. I'm assuming that's what you mean.
That's what I said.
Yep. All right, cool.
But yeah. Anything else?
That was the biggest thing we did today,
Yeah, I
or
mean,
biggest thing I did today.
it was pretty big. I also wasn't gonna go to the gym today. I was like, today's gonna be a rest day, not because it's a scheduled rest day, because I don't schedule those. I just work until I feel like I need a rest day, and then I make sure I have no more than 1 or 2 rest days per week, and we're good. But today was gonna be one of those rest days, and then I was like, nah, I'm going to the gym. Made it happen, and I felt like I was not inhibited at all. Got a great workout in, and I already felt sore when I got home. So that's good.
It's all in your head.
Yeah, that's what the last book said. And now it's out of my head.
So you're at the first chapter of Think and Grow. By the way, Think and Grow Rich is actually one of my favorite books. I love that book to death. I think I've got the most useful nuggets and productive nuggets from that book.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
What was
It's
chapter one about? I forgot though.
chapter 1.
Oh, there's a thumbs up.
Oh, there we go.
It was on you though.
That's validation.
It's good. That's what it means.
chapter one was about thought. So basically, think about it. Think and Grow Rich is in the title. So it talked about uh, basically talked about how it's all in your head, you know.
Yeah.
Um, it's so a lot of times success, and this is kind of talking about what it's talking about in the book. Success comes after the failures, after people have said no, after um, the word impossible is when breakthroughs happen and success happens. And so a lot of people give up when they encounter that first wall. They're like, yep, can't be done. Next. But the people that don't, and if you look at the a lot of success stories, there's always a point where it was like, this was the end. Hurdle, big hurdle, not going to happen. Everybody told me no. And then bam, much further down the road. Ultimately, it takes time, but it also takes um, mental strength. So tune into the word success, tune into the idea that it's possible. Think so deeply on what you want that it physically happens. So
I
that's
feel
what
like
the
this
first
is
chapter
kind
was
of
on.
repetitive because didn't Russ say be delusional and then be consistent?
I don't know.
Yeah. And
Maybe.
be grateful.
Delusional, persistent gratitude.
Gratitude, yeah, grateful.
Yeah. So, yeah, it mentioned a whole bunch of stories on examples of times that it's already happened like that, and it brought the quote, "We're the masters of our fate and the captains of our ship," or however that goes. Um, and that quote, it dove a little deeper into that. It said that's the reason that we are the masters of our fate, captains of our soul, is because we have the power to control our thoughts. So if you're thinking negativity, what's coming to you is negativity. You're thinking positivity and of abundance and of just success. That's where you're going.
The law of attraction, the law of abundance, the law of substitution, all three of those. So law of attraction is basically, how you perceive things is your reality. So if you drive down the street and you see a red car or think about a red car, you're going to start seeing a lot more red cars.
True.
The
Okay.
law of abundance is basically it has to do with like the law of vibration too. There's so many laws out there. But the law of vibration and law of abundance are very similar as far as like you think of things that are abundant and more abundant things come to you. And you can use that as in any example. Just the sheer thought of like if I look on this wall, I see that it's not very smooth. Like there's a little
It
uh
looks smooth on the camera.
it does look smooth on camera. What would you call that?
That's a wall.
The little stuff that's on it.
I don't know. There's a name for it.
The little
Probably.
bumps on it. God, I don't know what it's called.
It's a wall.
You go outside and you see like the pieces of gravel on the floor or something. Like you can just, if you switch your mind, say there's a lot of rocks down in this floor right here, a lot of pieces of dirt. Like that itself is the law of abundance, where your mind is switching into the thought process of there's a lot here. And pretty soon, everything you start doing, you start seeing there's a lot of this, there's a lot of that. And that's the law of abundance is just switching your mind to thinking of there was more abundance in everything you see and everything you do. And that in turn radiates a different vibration in you. And
Yeah.
then
And the inverse is also true.
there's very little. Yeah.
Yeah, you think about it as, oh, life sucks, no opportunities come my way. There's no there's no gravel outside. You go out there, you see gravel, but you start thinking about it in
Yeah.
small portions, and it's like,
Literally, you can practice it with blades of grass. Just look at there and you see, wow, there's so many little pieces of blades of grass everywhere. And you just start thinking of those. And that could be a great practice to do. is just to just think of how much abundance is out there in certain things, and then your mind will start switching to that. And the other one, the law of substitution. So there's a saying that, thoughts cannot be created or destroyed. They can only be substituted. So if you have a negative thought in your mind and you're like, I need to get this negative thought out of my mind, I need to get this negative thought out of my mind, the more you think about it, the more it stays. But the law of substitution says that the only way to replace a negative thought is to replace it with a positive one. And it takes a little bit of time to really figure out how that works, but if you have something negative in your mind, all you have to do is focus as hard as you can on something positive and just keep on thinking of something positive, keep on thinking of something positive. And eventually there's a little swap that happens in your brain. It, uh, it's a unique practice that I would highly encourage everyone to try at least once.
Cool. Well, I thought this was gonna be like a 3 minute podcast, but it's been 10 minutes.
It's pretty good.
I was about ready to call it after the first.
It's
Well,
2 a.m. and we're gonna go to sleep now.
yeah, buddy.
Until next time.
Adios.